people have been getting really lonely during the pandemic, like we had mentioned earlier, right? That people were getting really lonely and that like people were on a lot of dating apps. They're really seeking out. I feel like a lot of single people were seeking out other people during the time of pandemic because you couldn't go out. So you had to try and socialize in other ways. But people were socializing in other ways. Like they were literally like, you know, instead of just having friends and making friends, they were buying some friends. You know what I'm saying? But it's coming to an end because now people are able to go outside. They're able to see people again. More interaction. So their lonely nights of buying friends are now being put away and stored.
Buying friends? Are they getting them from the black market? Like,
you know what I'm saying? But I want to know where's the weirdest place you'd put a friend, because someone found a friend in the weirdest spot of all time. If you guys can't think of anything, I could always go first.
Okay, so you could go first because this is creepy.
So there was a time that I think like 2 weeks ago, because remember, I haven't been to work for now like almost a week or almost two. So the last Friday, 2 Fridays ago, I was at work and there was someone at the playground because I work with kids too. And my boss thought that this man was just, you know, a guy walking around just like, you know, scoping out the area. And she's like, yo, is this guy a friend here? Like, does this guy have a kid? Is this guy like a thing? Like, is he just scoping? Like, tell him to leave. And I'm like, what if he has a child? Like, you can't just like make this person get off the field. And she was like going crazy about it. But I think the weirdest place to find just like a person that's just like not moving, just chilling, I think would be at the park, you know, especially with a hoodie up, just chilling at the park.
What's wrong with finding a friend at the park?
Just
why
chilling.
at the park?
It's like sketchy.
If you're finding, let's say, like example, right? Like,
Sorry,
let's
say that again, Linda.
It's like kind of sketchy.
Finding a friend at a park?
Yo,
no, it's not.
Like, if
Yeah,
you're,
it is.
let's
Like-
say, you know, like you go to the mall, right? And someone's like having a good time with their mannequin friend, and then you just find a mannequin at the park, like,
Oh,
yo, I'd be freaked out.
Yeah.
You know, if I saw a mannequin or a blow-up doll at the park, or just a person who's like, or a statue at the park just chilling there with a hoodie on, I think I'd cry.
Oh, we're talking about that kind of friend.
Well, I'm not saying, you know, we're like, you know.
Wait, why would I find a blow-up doll in the park?
Hey, you never know.
Yeah, you do never know. We live in New York. Like, nothing is off the table.
Well, Florida's where it's at.
Oh my goodness.
That's where you'll
I
find
don't know, man. If I saw something like that at the park, especially late at night.
So,
Well, why are you
I
late at
freak
night in
out.
the
I
park?
watched
You never
so
been to the
much-
park late at night? I've actually been
I
locked in the
have,
park
but-
once before.
That's
how do you get
so
locked
weird.
in a park?
So when I was like 16, I was at this park not too far from my house with the person I was seeing, and we had a really good day. It was like our first like legit date, and he was giving me a sweater. We were having a good time, and we didn't realize that the sun was setting. But bless your soul.
Thank you.
Oh my
But the park closes when the sun's setting, and we didn't realize that they were locking it up. So when we were leaving, we're like, well, both places, because there's 2 exits, and both exits were locked up, and I'm not tiny enough to squeeze through. So I was like, well, now what
but
do
you're
we
like
do?
5
But how do you like?
You could have just jumped it.
Yeah, how does like a
Boy,
park
I'm not
close?
I'm not that athletic, you know. So luckily, the guy that was working,
Just run and jump.
the guy who was locking up the place saw us and let us out, which was really nice for
That
us.
could have been a nightmare.
But yo, if I saw like a mannequin chilling in the park,
So
I think
that
I'd cry.
That would be a nightmare. Like seeing a mannequin like in the distance, like as it's getting dark, like really far away. Or even better, imagine seeing like you come to a club or something and you walk in and like you're half lit and
Half lit. Don't ever say that again.
Half lit.
and like you just see a mannequin like sitting in like a booth, just like
I
sitting
feel like
there.
you would talk to it.
Yeah, I would.
You would.
Yeah, that would probably be the
Yeah.
weirdest place. I haven't
would
seen
be
them in
weird.
real life, but that might be the real.
So where would
place.
you guys, you know, freak out if you saw like a mannequin or a statue or anything like that?
In my
Strip club.
car.
Yeah.
Like in my car, like I just get in my car and then it's just in my car and I'm like,
Okay, so your car. All right.
That would be terrifying.
And then you said strip club. Let's not pretend
Yeah.
we didn't hear that.
Yeah.
the
That would be
ones
horrible.
that
No,
Like-
but like
Why?
that's normal. I feel like
How is that
they're
not
everywhere.
creepy? Like, you know,
No, that
there's
would
like
be creepy.
How is it? How?
Because like, you know,
What if someone's into that? What if that's
Exactly.
their
It's a
thing?
strip club, so that's not that surprising.
They have like dolls just like, you know, on the pole, like
are
Exactly.
people into that?
into like the letter
Yeah.
J, the arms, the
Right, 'cause
legs.
there's not
This gets into a whole other thing. Like there are some things that people are into that should be shamed.
Okay.
Like being sexually attracted to mannequins at a strip club?
Okay, but what about the gift that Jamie
Love is
gave you?
love,
You're not
bro.
attracted to
Don't
it?
judge.
Well, that's not at a strip club. That's in my own personal business,
Oh
so that's
my
okay.
God.
What I do in my house is what I do. You know, that's
This is
that's
when
me.
you're a bad liar. Full
What about you, Isha? Where would you freak out?
I mean, I just wouldn't want it near me at all.
Okay.
So,
What if it was moving?
Oh my God.
Oh no.
That's a game changer
Like
right
the real
there.
girl, like the real girl doll where they speak to you.
Yeah,
I'm
Like the
No.
baby alive dolls?
Yeah, or like that too.
Oh my God, I was
Those-
trying to
Yeah.
make it jealous.
I'm good. I've seen
Yes.
Chucky. I'm good.
What about you, Linda? Where would you freak out?
That's a good question. Either if I found like one up in my not my basement, my attic, I would be creeped out.
That would be
Yo, you
pretty
hear it like running around? Oh my lord!
I don't need
Toy
another
Story.
Chucky.
Oh, it's like a haunted doll now. Okay, gotcha.
At that point, yeah.
This went from Magic Mike to like The Conjuring so fast.
So we're talking about this because there was a man that is usually at the beach and he's looking for driftwood and he's a retired photographer and he went ahead and he's looking for this driftwood at the beach. He knows eventually
What's driftwood?
I think it's like a type of wood at the beach.
Oh, so it's just like wood that drifts around in water.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Would.
well, that's stupid of me.
But this guy is like just looking for this wood out in the ocean, and he knows one day that he will find something really morbid because it's the ocean, everything just washes up, and it turns out he saw a woman, so he freaked out, ran over to find out it was just a headless mannequin doll,
I heard about this. Yeah.
and he was a little like freaked out. And everything was pretty much intact. The woman looked pretty good.
Did he get it going?
No.
Oh, I was about to say that was gonna take a turn.
He left it. He left it there, and someone else took care of it. But I think he was a little freaked out. The woman's hand was twisted, but besides that, everything else was pretty. There was no clothing on this mannequin, so everything was all out in shape.
Oh, nice.
Someone else took care of it.
I think someone
Ew.
else came over and just put it in the dumpster.
It's like that.
Where it belongs.
Where it belongs. I mean, come on. Can you imagine seeing a headless mannequin out at the strip club?
Imagine
Shouldn't
just
that
being
mannequin
like
be
in the
inflated?
ocean and
Oh my God,
having that
yes.
mannequin.
Right.
Like that was your only friend, like the coconut and Tom Hanks. I forgot that movie, but
Come
like
on. You couldn't see this being your only friend during the pandemic, during your lonely night.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
I always had a friend during the lonely nights.
All right, well, we're running out of time here,
Hold on
so
one second. Didn't you guys ever see the movie Mannequin? With
No.
Cottrell and I don't
No.
know the other
there's
guy.
a movie on this.
Well, not,
What? Now I need to go watch
About a
it.
guy falling in love with a mannequin.
That's so creepy. That's like starting
it's like
back.
Umbrella Academy, where one of number 5 is in love with like Dolores or something.
Love is love, y'all. Why y'all judging? Look at me and live.
But that's not a human.
So you see people get married at train stations?
Like
and that
Rihanna.
makes you
Yeah,
happy?
It's like
normal.
an inanimate
You know what?
object.
All right,
You find, like Rihanna said, you find love in a hopeless place.
Oh.